Hello friends, I am Professor D.G. Trivedi, going to take your 7th lecture in electromagnetic waves. We have studied that plane wave in a non-conducting medium, and the electric field is given by the equation E is function of R and T, that is equal to E0 e raised to I k dot R minus omega t, and H is a function of R and T, that is equal to H0 e raised to I k dot r minus omega t, where r is the direction of propagation is going to be there. Now, this is any arbitrary directions we have taken, and normal to that there is a plane in which the electric and magnetic field are existing. Now let us take a particular case. That means the electromagnetic waves are propagating in a particularly x direction, or we are orienting our coordinate system such that the direction of propagation is x-axis, and hence yz is a plane of polarization is taken, because the electric field and magnetic field are lying in a yz plane will be there. That means electric field will be having a component Ey and Ez, and magnetic field will be having a component of Hy and Hz will be there. So its Ey component, Ex component and Hx components will be 0, because in that directions the electric field and magnetic field will be 0, but they are propagating in that directions. We have seen its characteristic also, that electric field and magnetic field are oscillating in the same phase, and they will be propagating perpendicular to this plane in that direction with the phase velocity v. That this kind of characteristic we have studied. Now we are going to study one more important phenomena, which is known as a polarization. So in a 6.2 we are going to learn the polarization. You know there are three types of the polarization: linearly polarized waves, circularly polarized waves, and elliptically polarized waves. We are going to study in detail this polarized vectors. So consider that electromagnetic waves are propagating in x directions, and hence the electric field will be in anywhere in the yz plane. And this electric field vector can be split into two components, Ey vector as well as Ez vector, because it is in a yz plane. So this Ey vector and Ez vector are perpendicular to each other, and hence they consider to be independent solutions of these waves. And if we take the linear superposition of these two linearly independent solutions, that is nothing but your polarized monochromatic plane wave. So we are starting with this in equation 6.18. The direction of E is a constant in time. That means we are considering here that linearly polarized monochromatic plane waves, which is going to be, or electric field vector, which is going to be oscillating in this yz plane, but its direction is not changing. The direction is a constant in time. So whatever angle it makes with the yz, y-axis or z-axis, that angle remains constant. And that way, that electric field vector may be oscillating. That means its amplitude is going to be decreasing, it becomes minimum, and it will go into other directions, and it becomes maximum, and then again it becomes minimum. That way, the electric field vector is oscillating. So it will be having a two component, Ey component as well as Ez components will be there. The plane of the electric field vector in the case of equation 6.13, it is in a yz plane, because in equation 6.13 we have considered that E is function of x and t, that e raised to I kx minus omega t. So it is propagating in x direction. Is taken as a plane of polarization. A linearly polarized monochromatic plane wave can be expressed as a superposition of two linearly independent solutions like Ey and Ez of the wave equations. So it is a superposition of two components Ey and Ez, and that is nothing but your linearly polarized monochromatic plane wave. which is constant in time, which directions is constant in time. So the direction is not changing. So we can express that linearly polarized monochromatic plane wave like this. E is equal to Ey caret E0y plus Ez caret E0z e raised to I kx minus omega t. This is the expression for the electric field, where electric field is a function of x and t. Here Ey caret and Ez caret are unit vectors along y and z axis and are called polarization vector. So they are unit vector along the y directions as well as along the z directions, and they are known as a polarization vector. The amplitude E0y and E0z are complex amplitude of the electric field vector along the y directions and along the z directions. So as because it is a complex quantity, it can be expressed as a product of real quantity and complex phase vector. So the amplitude E0i, E0z are complex amplitudes. Any complex quantity can be expressed as the product of real quantity and complex phase vector. So we can write E0i, which is a complex amplitude along the y direction, is equal to E0, y is on top here, e raised to I alpha. So understand how this is going to be mentioned and this is going to be mentioned. This is the real part of complex quantity amplitude of the electric field along the y directions, and e raised to I alpha is the phase vector of this vector, and E0z is equal to E0z e raised to I beta. So this is beta is a phase factor for E0z components, and alpha is the phase factor for y E0y components, where E0y and E0z are the real amplitudes. The two independent solutions are therefore one of the solutions along the y directions, that is the component of the vector E along the y directions, that is Ey, that can be expressed as unit vector Ey caret along the y directions, the real amplitude E0y e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha. This you can obtain like this way: E0y e raised to I alpha into e raised to I kx minus omega t, that is going to be combined, and you are getting E0y e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha. Similarly, Ez is equal to unit vector along the z directions, which is called the polarization vector along the z directions. So Ez caret E0z, that is the real amplitude along the z direction, into e raised to I kx minus omega t plus phase vector beta. So these are the two independent solutions along the y directions and along the z directions. And if we take the vector sum of this, that means the superposition of these two components, linearly independent vectors, polarization vectors, one along the y direction, another is polarization vector along the z direction, then we get the plane wave solutions. That means E is equal to Ey plus Ez. That is the equation for a plane wave which is oscillating in a yz plane, which is having these two components Ey and Ez, which are linearly polarized vector but independent solutions to each other as they are perpendicular to each other. So by combining this, we can say that the first component is Ey caret E0y e raised to I alpha plus Ez caret E0z e raised to I beta into e raised to I kx minus omega t. That way the electric field vector can be expressed. E raised to I alpha, if we are taking common here, this is going to be divided here, and that means it is cancelled here. That means the electric field E is equal to Ey caret plus real amplitude, real part of the amplitude is 0y along the y direction plus Ez caret that is unit vector along the z directions, E0z, real part of the complex amplitude along the z directions into e raised to I beta minus alpha. Here e raised to I alpha upon e raised to I beta, so it becomes e raised to I beta minus alpha into outside of this bracket, that is because this is also going to be divided by I alpha. So e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha. So this is the most general equations we have obtained now. Now we'll study a specific cases. So in a independent polarized vector along the y directions and z directions, if these two vectors are oscillating in the same phase, that means the phase difference between Ey and Ez is going to be same, or that is going to be alpha is equal to beta, or that phase difference is going to be 0, or it is integral multiple of m pi. That is the way it is considered that it is oscillating in the same phase. That means Ey component is going to be increasing, simultaneously Ez component is also going to be increasing. Both reaches their maximum value simultaneously, both become 0 simultaneously, both reverse their directions in a negative y directions and negative z direction simultaneously. That's why they are considered to be oscillating in the same phase. So that two components phase difference is going to be 0, where that means we can consider alpha is equal to beta, or beta is considered to be equal to alpha plus or minus m pi, where the value of m can be any positive integers 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And if we substitute this thing in our general equation 6.30, then what equations we are going to get? Specific equation for this particular cases, where alpha is equal to beta, or we can say that beta minus alpha is equal to m pi. If m is equal to 0, then beta minus alpha is equal to 0. If m is equal to 1, that means the beta minus alpha is equal to pi. M is equal to 2, that is going to be 2 pi, and like that way it is going to be changing. So beta minus alpha can be 0, pi, 2 pi, etc. That we can substitute here, and we'll get that E is equal to Ey caret E0y, the first term as it is, Ez caret E0z into E, we can split this one, cos theta plus I sin theta. So cos theta, that means beta minus alpha is going to be 0. That means it is going to be plus 1. And beta minus alpha is going to be pi. That means cos pi is going to be minus 1. So the real part of this one, cos theta, can be either plus 1 or cos theta is going to be minus 1, because beta minus alpha is equal to either it is going to be 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, like that way. So when it is 2 pi, 4 pi, or even number multiply with the pi, then it is going to be plus 1. But when it is multiplied with the odd number, m is equal to 1, m is equal to 3, m is equal to 5, etc., then it is going to be minus 1. So this part, e raised to beta minus alpha, is nothing but plus 1 or minus 1. And hence we can say that Ez caret E0z into e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha as it is. So that way equation 6.31 we can obtain for a particular case where beta minus alpha is equal to m pi, where m can be any value 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. This equation represents a linearly polarized waves. The resultant polarization vector oscillate along the line making an angle theta tan inverse E0z upon E0y as shown in the figure. So you can see that this is the plane of polarization YZ. This axis is along the y-axis. This is going to be the z-axis, and normal to that the electromagnetic waves are going to be propagating. This is having two components. One component is along the y directions E0y, other components along the z directions E0z will be there. and this electric field vector is oscillating, making a line or making an angle theta with respect to y-axis, and tan theta is equal to opposite side upon adjacent side, or sorry, adjacent side upon opposite side upon adjacent side. So opposite side is this, you can see that E0 Z and adjacent side is E0 Y. So we can consider that this theta, value of the theta, it is oscillating at making angle theta with respect to y-axis is equal to tan inverse E0 Z upon E0 Y. This is the case for linearly polarized waves, where this electric field vector does not change its direction. Its direction is constant in time, but it is oscillating along this line. That's why it is called linearly polarized waves. Now we'll take a second case. That is, if the amplitude of the two vectors, that is E0y is equal to E0z, that is equal to E0, but their phase is differing by pi by 2. So the two independent solutions Ey and Ez, their phase difference beta minus alpha is going to be plus or minus pi by 2 will be there, and cos pi by 2 is going to be 0, sin pi by 2 is going to be plus 1, or sin 3 pi by 2 is equal to minus 1 will be there. So that is going to be the solutions for this one, and E0y is equal to E0z is equal to E0. We can substitute in our general equation 630. So in this equation, if we consider that beta minus alpha, this beta minus alpha is equal to pi by 2. So what happens? Cos pi by 2 is going to be 0, and I sin pi by 2 is equal to plus I, and minus I will be there. So that way this component is going to be either plus I or minus I, and E0z and E0y, they are going to be the same, that is equal to E0, that is a equal amplitude, and that can be taken outside this bracket, and that way we are getting this equation 6.32, that is amplitude is same, and that is equal to E0y is equal to E0z, that is equal to E0, which is taken outside. The first component along the y direction is unit vector only, Ey caret, and e raised to Ey is z caret, and into plus or minus I remains here, e raised to ikx minus omega t plus alpha. Now we are taking the real part of this equations, and that means Ey component of this one, that is equal to E0 into Ey component. That's why only we are mentioning here the components only. Unit vector, Ey caret is a unit vector. Real part of this is a cos theta, cos kx minus omega t plus alpha. So that is going to be the real part. So we can say that Ey is equal to E0 cos kx minus omega t plus alpha. Similarly, what will be the real part for this one? Cos theta plus I sin theta multiplied by plus I or minus I. So I cos theta is going to be the imaginary part that we are not interested. So plus minus I into I sin theta, that is going to be real part, because it becomes plus I square or minus I square, and that's why plus I square is going to be minus 1 and minus I square is going to be plus 1. So minus plus E0 sin kx minus omega t plus alpha. So we get the equation 6.33 from this equation 6.32, where we are taking the real part of these things. Now in both the components Ey and Ez, they have the same amplitude E0 and E0 only. Moreover, this is the positive components only. This can be positive or negative two components, and depending upon Z, which is having a positive and negative components, we can say that these waves are propagating either in one direction, or it is going to be propagating in other directions. This is the wave progressing along the x-axis, in which the vector E has a constant length E0 and is a function of time only, changing its direction continuously. So what happens? Now you can say that your vector, which is going to be rotating in YZ plane and progressing along the positive x direction or negative x direction, depending upon the sign of Z. So it is traces out a circle. You can see that if you take the square of this one, that means Ey square upon E0 square is equal to cos square theta kx minus omega t plus alpha. And similarly here, if you are taking the square, Ez square upon E0 square, that is equal to sine square cos kx minus omega t plus alpha. Taking the summation of these two, that means cos square theta plus sine square theta is equal to 1. So on the left hand side, right hand side, it is going to be 1. On the left hand side, it is going to be Ey square upon E0 square plus Ez square upon E0 square will be there. This is the equation of circle, you understand, and the radius of the circle is going to be E0. That means there is a vector which is going to be rotating, or you can say that it is a rotating vector will be there. That means the amplitude of the rotating vector does not change. Its amplitude remains to be E0 only, but it is rotating in YZ plane. Now there are two different ways it can be rotated. It can rotate in a clockwise directions or it can rotate in a anti-clockwise direction. That depends upon the sign of Ez. If the sign of the Ez is going to be plus, that means it is rotating in a counterclockwise direction and it is said to have a left circularly polarized waves. And if the observer is facing a wave, then it will facing that wave is coming onto him. So it is facing an oncoming wave to him, and the wave or vector or E0 vector, which is a rotating with a constant amplitude is constant in time, but the direction is continuously changing with the frequency omega, and it is having a positive helicity, and it is said to be positive circular or left circularly polarized waves. The vector therefore traces out a circle at a frequency of omega. That means in YZ plane, you can see that if you trace a tip of the vector E, then it becomes a circle of constant length E0. And the frequency of this circle is going to be omega. Such a wave is said to be circularly polarized waves. The direction of rotation is determined by the sign of Ez in a 6.33. If the sign is plus, that means the Ez component is going to be positive. The rotation is counterclockwise, assuming that the observer is facing an oncoming wave. The wave is said to have left circular polarization or to have positive helicity. If the sign is going to be minus, the rotation is counterclockwise, in which the case the wave is rightly circularized, polarized, and has the negative helicity. So this way you can understand what is the circular polarized waves. In a linear polarized waves, the electric field vector is changing its amplitude continuously, but its direction remains constant with time, and it is oscillating with an angle theta. That angle theta is equal to tan inverse Ez upon Ey. So that way you can see that its direction does not change. In a circularly polarized waves, the amplitude of the vector remains E0 and that remains constant, but it is rotating with the angular frequency omega in a plane YZ. Whether it is rotating in a clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction is depending upon the sign of Ez. If the sign of the Ez is going to be positive, the rotation is going to be counterclockwise and observer is facing oncoming wave, and the wave is said to be left circular polarization, or this wave is said to have positive helicity. And if the sign is minus, the rotation is clockwise, which case wave is said to be right circularly polarized, or it is having negative helicity. Now, if the amplitude of the two components are not equal, that means the two independent solutions of the plane wave equations, that is Ey and Ez, their amplitude E0y and E0z are not equal. They will be different. But the phase difference between the beta minus alpha, that phase difference is going to be plus or minus pi by 2 will be there. That means the phase difference between the y component and z component of the electric field remains to be pi by 2. Either it is going to be plus pi by 2 or sin pi by 2. That means cos component is going to be cancelled out. Cos pi by 2 or minus pi by 2 is going to be 0. But sin pi by 2 is going to be plus 1 and minus pi by 2 is going to be minus 1. So this way we can consider that sin component remains, the cos component is going to be cancelled out. So substituting these values in our general equations, we obtain that Ey is equal to E0y e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha, and Ez component is equal to E0z e raised to I kx minus omega t plus alpha plus minus pi by 2, because the phase difference remains to be plus or minus pi by 2 will be there. And taking the real part, just like in a previous case, the Ey component will be the same E0y cos, because amplitude instead of E0 amplitude, now its own amplitude E0y we have substituted here cos kx minus omega t plus alpha. Similarly, the amplitude instead of E0 same amplitude, here it is different amplitude along the y direction, it is going to be E0z, so that is going to be substituted here, and the phase difference was same, beta minus alpha was plus or minus pi by 2, so you will get sin kx minus omega t plus alpha minus plus, this will be there. Again, if you are doing the same thing, that means you are taking Ey upon E0y is here and it is taken on a left hand side, and squaring this term, both the equation, if you square it, what you will get on the left hand side, Ey square upon E0y square, that is equal to cos square kx minus omega t plus alpha. And similarly, the second equation is z square upon E0z whole square, that is equal to sin square kx minus omega t plus alpha. Now, if you add both this equation, cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So, on the right hand side, it is going to be 1 like this. So, finally, you are getting the equation Ey square upon E0y whole square plus Ez square upon E0z whole square, that is equal to 1. This is the equation of ellipse, you know that, right? Where there is a semi-major axis, it is the equation of ellipse, where semi-major axis is having a amplitude is equal to E0y and semi-minor axis which is having amplitude of E0z, and that's way it vector which is tracing out a circle the same way in a circular polarization, but it is called elliptical polarization because the same traces the tip of the vector which is traces a shape of a ellipse. That's why it is called elliptical polarized wave. Or we can, it is also having the same thing. According to this, sign of Ez, negative or positive, the rotation of this vector is going to be either counterclockwise or clockwise will be there. If the sign is going to be positive, then it is a counterclockwise rotations will be there, and it is said to have the positive helicity, or it is left circularly polarized wave. And if the sign is going to be negative, then it is right circularly polarized waves will be there, but elliptical waves will be there. So resultant vector in this case traces an ellipse, and the wave is said to be elliptically polarized wave. Thank you very much, friends.